I feel like the Knicks are if the Knicks are to make it out, which I don't believe they will, that lack of rest is going to hurt them. They don't play a lot of players, as you see. Tibbs is now starting to go a little deeper in the bench. You got guys that like Landry Shaman who hadn't been playing. Now you playing them a little bit. You letting Wright play a little bit, and so Precious Chua, who's been on the bench, now you letting him play a little bit. But to me, the Knicks are the team that if they make it, the lack of rest because he's relied so heavily upon Jalen Brunson, Cat, Josh Hart, Bridges, and Anunoby. Those are the guys that need the rest. The Pacers play at such a fast pace, and they're young. I don't think it's going to affect them. It's not going to affect them. The turnaround, regardless, I don't feel like it will affect the Pacers. To me, it will affect the Knicks more than anybody, but I don't believe the Knicks are going to win and get there anyway.
You know, man, I've been listening to Cuffs all year long, man, talking about OKC and SGA and, how good this young team was. And me being here on the East Coast, man, we really don't get to see Oklahoma City and Shea and those guys playing on a nightly basis. But the more and more I watch them, just like Ant said the other day, man, they're like puppets on a string. And defensively, they get out and run on steals and turnovers. But to me, when when he has the basketball, they're a half-court basketball team. But they get up and down the floor on a fast break like you wouldn't believe. But when he has the ball, everything slows down, and those other four guys offensively, basically complement his style of play. But they can run with anybody. And me, having watched them over the last few weeks, man, I just think that it doesn't matter if it's the Knicks or the Indiana Pacers that get into the NBA Finals. OKC is just a bad matchup for everybody, both Indiana and New York. So it really doesn't matter. But I think Indiana will close out tonight. But just from an OKC perspective, man, those young guys, man, they really got something special. And they let a young SGA lead this basketball team. All these guys like the same age. Man, and listen, it takes a lot professionally. I know LaVar and TJ, we've been in locker rooms to, everybody is pretty much considered equal. We're all the same age. But they recognize and they understand to let Shea be the star. And even though these guys are the same age and some of these guys are older, like Harkenstein, give him the floor, man, and let him lead this basketball team because that's what's going to happen in the NBA Finals. And I didn't agree with Cuff a few weeks ago when he said nobody was going to beat the OKC Thunder. But I'm a believer, man, and it's a beautiful thing to watch.
You know what? You know why nobody's going to beat them? I say for the next couple of years. I think they're going to repeat, actually, because they got all the assets, draft capital. Is they follow SGA, and he's a quiet leader. Sometimes I think we get caught up in nostalgia of the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, where you think a leader is just like a demonstrative guy who makes all the, serious faces in the huddle. But if you look at SGA, I call him the Pink Panther. He's like the cartoon. If you watch the Pink Panther cartoon, he's so smooth on the court, and he's quiet. He don't say too much, but he lets his game talk. And I think it's just amazing to see a young core, a young nucleus of guys who they remind me of like an AAU team, like a really good AAU team with great chemistry, and they just follow his lead. It's no egos. And the main thing I want to say about this team is they play agenda-free basketball. So I feel like they're putting the whole entire NBA on notice because we see a lot of teams have all these different guys with, egos and who should get the most shots or who should be the number one, number two option. It is clear that SGA is the leader of that team, and they're playing agenda-free basketball. Like, it's not about who gets the most shots. And SGA, he loves to see Jalen Williams, J-Dub do his thing. He loves to see Chet Holmgren get a double-double. Yeah. Agenda-free basketball, and that's why I say they're such a joy to watch because they are a complete unit. You got two big men. You got a bruiser and big man. You got an athletic stretch five in Chet. They have all the pieces. You got Lou Dort. He's sacrificing his body. he did a tremendous job on Anthony Edwards last series, like just making it real tough on him to even get the ball. So I love this team, man, and I love the direction they're headed to. So hopefully we'll see some off-season moves, because I would love to see the OG Westbrook come back to Oklahoma City, man. Like,
let me ask you. I don't even want this. We don't even need to touch that.
We don't want to ruin it. We don't want to do that.
Pull anything out your ass right now.
They got a great young nucleus, man. And it takes me back to when we talking about one of these teams going against this OKC Thunder, man, being well rested. It takes me back to 2002 when we go to Steve McNair. We go to Tennessee. We play the Cleveland Browns in the wild card. We go into overtime. We end up winning the game. And then we got to travel to Tennessee for the divisional game. And I remember vividly, man, us just being in a huddle and like, man, dog, they just fresher than we are. And you can feel it, man.
Fresh Javon Curse.
What? No, they were a step faster than they were. They were fresher than us, and there was nothing we could do about it but try to execute to the best level. But being tired, man, and having that disadvantage of playing that extra game, and these guys going to get 8, 9, 10 days rest, man, nobody stands a chance coming out of the Eastern Conference.
All right,
hey,
but let me throw this. Go ahead, take it. Go ahead.
One more quick point about the Thunder. We talk about the offense a lot, but their defensive rating is higher than the 07, 08.
They foul every possession. The refs just get tired of calling it.
Oh, here we go.
It's a fact, though. They be fouling.
There got to be some Western Conference hate somewhere from some Lakers fan.
Am I lying? That's why he laughing. He knows it's true.
Western Conference, though, but
no. I like Oklahoma City. I like the way they play, but they foul every possession. They grabbing you. They foul every possession. The refs like, okay, we can't call a foul every possession down the court now.
But maybe they might decide in the next round. So that leads to my question. Let me ask you this.
Let me ask you that the LA Lakers don't have a chance for the next decade.
We got to make a trade. If we or make a trade or get somebody in free agency, we'll be all right.
Why didn't you just come out and say that? I know this is what you're leading to.
This ain't about the Lakers, though. We
Western Conference. Yes, it was. Let's be honest with yourself. Be honest with us.
Let me ask y'all this. What if OKC loses to the eventual opponent that they play against? Is there a worse loss between the Pacers and the Knicks for OKC, for one? Do you think that this will be – because a lot of people are saying it's going to be a dud of an NBA Finals. People aren't going to really tune in. They're not going to really watch.
That's a fact.
Do you think people will watch? Do you think people will be interested? And what is the headline? What is the discussion if OKC comes up short in the finals?
No, I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening.
I just don't see it.
If that was to happen, LaVar,
that's the headline.
It would be a shock.
You got to have some type of a headline.
Now, if
this
Indiana,
is a head scratcher.
Something catastrophic would have to happen for them to lose a straight-up series versus the Knicks or the Indiana Pacers.
If Indiana won the championship, I wouldn't be shocked. Indiana can play. They have a lot of young good players.
They can match up with OKC.
They can match up with them.
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion.
The best
they
player
can match up with OKC.
The best player in that series would be SGA.
Okay. Halliburton will be in a close second.
No, it's not a close second. It's not a close second, and that's the problem.
It's not even a close second?
No, it's not. And Halliburton is really good, but it's not a close second.
Yeah, it's a wide gap. It's a wide gap.
Yeah, it's like somebody running a 10 flat and you running a 10-5.
I don't think you really understand how good this team is defensively. They're really good defensively.
I get that, but you know what I saw that's really good about this Indiana Pacers team is they can play up-tempo for an entire game.
So can Oklahoma City.
Sometimes I know that. But to me, if you have two up-tempo teams that have both teams have benches, then it's maybe not necessarily always the best team that win those type of matchups.